Hello and welcome to the Stands of Ibrox. I'm your host Curry, and tonight I'll be mostly talking about Rangers. Obviously, we had a game last night. We played Aberdeen, which we win 2-1 at Ibrox. No pressure at all. It was a pretty frantic game, I think you'll agree. I was optimistic before the game. I thought that we would be able to pull it off. I had watched Aberdeen's previous game against a certain team over the other side of the city. The first half that they played was probably some of the worst football I'd ever seen. And in the second half, they came out and they actually managed to get a draw. Now, everybody knows, and we always say, and they try to deny it, that they don't turn up for Aberdeen don't turn up for Rangers. They did, and that's the thing I was worried about because I knew that the side that would come out would be the Aberdeen that played the second half against them, and I don't think I was far wrong. I think the big difference was probably that Rangers had a really, really good game. The starting lineup. Let's go right back to the lineup. When the lineup came out, it was Butland, Tavernier, Golton, Suter, Yilmaz, Lawrence Lundstrom, McCausland, Cantwell, Matondo, and Dessers. There was a couple surprises in there for me. I don't know about what you guys think in the chat. Back four was a guaranteed, especially with Leon being injured. So it was Suter and Golson at centre mid. I think that's what we all expected. Tavernier, Yilmaz. Yilmaz has been far superior to Borna Barisic over the last few games, and with him getting a run, I think he's been doing well. Midfield, Lundstrom and Lawrence. Lawrence was a big surprise for me because I didn't think that he would be getting a pair up with Lundstrom. I thought maybe Raskin would come in there, or maybe Sterling. I thought that would have been the stronger two that were playing because I think it was a 4-2-3-1 we were basically playing at the start of the game, and I thought I was unsure about Lawrence in that. Up front, McCausland, Cantwell, Matondo. Again, Matondo win. Although he'd been doing all right, he's not been amazing. I thought that maybe Phil maybe put in Cortez, but we trusted with Matondo. He has been showing some good bits of football recently, so I was quite happy with that. And Dessers up front, I honestly thought that maybe Silva get it. Although Dessers has been scoring, I thought maybe Silva maybe sneak it in there, but Phil decided to pick Dessers. Start of the game, I thought Rangers came out and they were really, really pushing. They were pressuring Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen were struggling for probably for probably the first 12 minutes, but in the 7th minute, Matondo picks up the ball, he sprints towards the ball, robs it, passes it over, and gets a shot off. It's just some really good football, but when the goal comes, if it's McCausland's shot. There's I've been on Twitter all day, near enough, and I've been watching what people have been saying in that. And McCausland got a wee bit of stick for certain people, which I think was a wee bit uncalled for. I agree with some of it, but there was some things that not so much annoyed me, but I was a wee bit concerned about, right? But I'll go into that when we go through each of the individual players. But McCausland has a shot, it's a play shot. Ruse was what a terrible save. Pushes it out straight towards Matondo. Matondo slots it in, 1-0. We're on to they're on to an absolute gubbin here. This is what I'm thinking when I'm sitting here watching it. I goes, we're going top tonight. We're going to put at least 3 behind in the back of the net tonight and go top. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, as we soon found out. I thought the pace slowed down quite a wee bit later on. But I thought that the movement that Rangers were doing was really good. I thought we did a lot of pressing. especially when as soon as they get the ball, we were winning it back quite soon, and we were trying to get. just sorry, sorry everybody. I just seen that Curry say WATP says something that I've jinxed them. Probably, mate. World's worst for that. Evening, Linda. How are you? It's going to be a wee bit difficult because I'm on solo. So I'll try and pick these up as much as I can, guys. Right? Thanks everybody for coming. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad you came and watched. I hope you consider subscribing. There's a wee button down below. You just press that, subscribe. I'm trying to get up to, I think I'm at 285 now. So I'm pressing towards 300. So I've got a wee bit to go, but my main goal is to get to 500 before the end of the season, obviously when we pick the title. So, right, back to, where was I? Right, I thought that we were playing great. I was the crowd was really getting involved. I thought the players were really trying hard. You could see they were fighting for every ball. And then an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. And it's something we've seen before, time and time again, for the same guy. Before the game, and I think we spoke about it at the last pod, I seen it all on Twitter and I seen it all the socials and all that. We were talking about the one thing that we'd need to watch for was the ball over the top, and Miofsky getting the ball, and it's exactly we lost the ball. Goldson's defending is abysmal, and he's been guilty of this quite a lot over his time that he's been at Ibrox. When he's one on one with a player, he just cannot defend the ball. I'm going to go off a few people's Christmas list here. I also think Butland was a wee bit at fault because I think there was a moment during that where he could have come out a bit sooner. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but for me, I just thought that it was just that one moment where he had the chance to go out and he hesitated, then he went for it. And by that time, Milowski did what he does best. He just flicks it over the top and it's one each. And it's just like, how the hell have we managed to go through this game absolutely dominating for 40, basically 44 and a half minutes? We dominated that game and we're sitting at one each at half time. It was just, I'm like, this can't be happening. But I don't know what you people think, right? See, for me, I was in the thought is, we'll do it the second half. Rewind that back to how I felt in October before Beale was kicked out the door. I would have been that's it, game over. We have no chance. The last time they came, they beat us 3-1. And if Beale had still been in charge, you can guarantee that's what would have probably happened again. So it was like, oh no. Right. Second half, come out, just more of the same, more pressure, intensity, bit better passing, bit more clinical up front. We should get this. And in the second half, we came out and I thought we basically steamrolled them over for the majority of the game. Eventually, we get the goal, and it was a great pass through for McCausland straight into Cantwell's feet, and a first touch back in the net, 2-1. Ibrox has gone radio rental. I'm thinking, right, game over. That's it. 3 points. That's all we've wanted, really. If we got the 3 goals, it would have been a bonus, but 3 points is what it was all about, and it's always what I've wanted for the team. 98th minute, sorry, 89th minute, Sterling goes in for a tackle, straight red for Don Robertson, and it puts us down to 10 men. And even though we're down to 10 men, I still think we played the better football, and we had the very last seconds of the game, we had a wee bit of a nervy one when they got a free kick right outside the box. We duck and thankfully puts it behind, and that's game over. 3 points, go joint top, and we're looking far better than we did in October. Now, in October 2023, we were sitting 8 points behind that mob. The team were a shambles. The football was boring. It was pedestrian. Our players looked unfit. They couldn't put three passes against each other. It was just everything was doom and gloom. And I think every pod, every Rangers pundit, every everybody for every other team, they were laughing at us because basically a second-hand car salesman had ran our club to the depths of the bloody toilet, and that's where we were sitting. Because I don't think one of us could have turned around and said then we would have been in this position in the 7th, or sorry, it would have been the 6th of February. It's the turnabout that's been made, and it's been down to one person and one person only, I think, and that's Philip Clement. Now, also, I think in the Europa, people in the chat can correct me. I think we were sitting bottom at the time. I think Aris had beat us 2-1, and we got a draw against Sparta. So we were sitting in 1 point at the bottom of the Europa, the section. So it wasn't looking good. We were looking as if we were going to have a total failure this year. But now we got a cup. We're into the last 16 of Europa. We're joint top in points with that mob. We've got a game coming up against Ayr. Against who's that guy again? There's a ex player of theirs that we're playing against. He's the new manager. So we'll wait and see how that goes. But I'm hoping for a very, very good drubbing. Hopefully maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 now. That'll do me fine. But the big change has been Philip Clement. And the guy has been sensational. Absolutely sensational. And just Paul there reminding me that as well, Paul. It's we topped the group. If we'd bottom of that group to actually topping it is just amazing for me anyway. I think a lot of Rangers fans will agree with me. It was just that's a horrible word, juicy beer. It was moist. Oh God, I'll tell you what, you guys have been coming into my channel too much, starting to use stuff like that. Oh dear, right, calm myself down. Linda, I love Big Phil. I think we all do, Linda. I think that he's totally turned around this team's mentality, and I think we have got a bunch of winners now. I'll go back. I'm going to go back to the actual game itself, right? There's a couple of players, obviously, on Twitter. There's been a lot of things said about different players, how they played. They were brilliant. They were average. They were garbage. Now I'm going to go with the guys that I thought had an iffy game. Now, I thought Goldson played all right, but there was a few times that his searching passes weren't working. I thought his passing was not that great. His defending was all right, considering how much Aberdeen came ahead. But as we spoke about, when he's always capable of having that mare, and he had it again. And not only that, one of the other things I want to talk about is the penalty that wasn't a penalty. There's been a few times Goldson's been guilty of this, getting his bloody hands or his arms in the way of the ball, and we've managed to get away with it. Now, the reason we got away with it last night was apparently that the first ball had come off there, his top of his arm, when his hand was like, it wasn't out, but it wasn't right inside his body. So could it have been a penalty? Maybe. But he came down again, it did hit his hand. But by that time, the whistle had went, and it was a push, or I don't know exactly the reason why, that Robertson had gave a free kick against Aberdeen, right? I'm afraid that there's a few of that mob. Apparently, I'll tell you what, there's a fair amount of them watching the game last night, apparently, because a lot of them had a lot to say, considering it was an Aberdeen game, and nothing to do with them, really. They had a lot to say about all the incidents in this game, which was quite funny, because apparently they're not obsessed, but here we go. But get back to Goldson, who's guilty of this quite a lot. And as I said, we managed to get away with it for various reasons. He needs to up his game in defence because I'm fed up of him worrying about him when he's one on one with a player or the likes of that, the hands. He needs to learn. He's old enough and he should be wise enough that he doesn't need that. The other guy, Yilmaz, I thought Yilmaz's passing wasn't that great. But I'll tell you what, he put in a shift and a half, and eventually, in the second, I thought he was a lot better in the second half. Defensively, he was absolutely solid. I don't think anything got by him at all. So I can't say anything bad about him that way. But I thought some of the times he's passing, I thought they went a bit astray. He maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But I don't think he was awful. But there were some people saying that they thought he was pretty garbage, and I just I don't know why. Uh, Lawrence, I thought Lawrence was really good. Maybe I'll go back to the way Calves his crosses are, but he just gets up the park. Callum, see the thing in your crosses, right? See all but for one uh, corner. I thought he put in some really wicked balls. I thought he was decent. Actually, done quite decent. I think there was one that was really bad, but I thought all the rest of them were on the money. But that's something we'll talk about as well later on. Uh, Lawrence, I thought he had a really good game in that. Obviously, it was his strike to be absolutely. I think somebody called it what he usually does a thunder bastard, and it was that when I watched a lot of the Aberdeen supporters were slagging off Roos for the way that he parried it. But if you watched it from behind, it's going straight towards Roos, and just before it reaches him, it starts to veer to the right quite severely. And it was actually a quite good save. But our man, the guy that a lot of people love to hate, puts in the back of the net, and that saves us. That's 3 points. That has put us in a position where it puts a lot of pressure on them. And this is all we can expect just now, is just keep on getting out, winning games, getting 3 points. Doesn't matter what the scoreline is at the moment. Just get 3 points and keep the pressure on them, because it's already started to happen. Their their fan base is having a meltdown right now. Sack the board, sack the manager. That's just the nice things that they're saying. They're absolutely going off their head about the recruitment that they've had, who've they've replaced. They've got every excuse under the book. Obviously, the Mason refs are involved yet again, but it's just that it's going to be the usual thing. Said Davy at the Cheers, saying that I'm spot on. Sometimes he's shit. So, sometimes he's shit. But the thing is, Davy, he's he's costing his goals, and he's doing what Tavernier used to do. Tavernier doesn't do it so much over the last wee period now. Everybody will know how much I've slagged Tavernier off. He's not been quite as bad now. He's lost the ball a couple of times, but he's managed to come back and get the ball back. So he's been able to stop that stupid wee mistake that we used to have. So I'm trying to put it into words. I thought Tav, for me, was above average last night. God, I hate having to praise him. I thought some of his passing was on the ball. I thought was really poor. His crosses at corners were absolutely deadly, and it's starting to piss me off a wee bit that our forward players and big centre mids are not getting into that box where they should be waiting for a ball like that to come in. They're all hanging back. I think CJ Novo said it as well because I was watching his pod later on, and I have to agree with him. This hanging about and having a wee whisper to each other, oh, I'll do this and you do that. Just get it right into the middle of it where the ball's got to be coming because I think that near enough every ball that Tavernier put in and that Yilmaz put in was right the money. There was one at the back that Yilmaz put in, and I think it was McCausland, or I can't remember if it was McCausland or Suter had to head it and it went out for a by kick. But every ball that put in there should have been getting attacked, and I think there was only one ball that we really got there, and it never came to nothing. Do, 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 do. WATP, I think you're taking the piss out of me now, mate. that is never going to happen. Never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. Never going to get a tattoo of that man anywhere near me. Oh, dearie me. So, next guy that caused a wee bit of controversy, well, not so much controversy, but split the Rangers fan, was McCausland. I thought McCausland was quite guilty being indecisive in a few occasions, where he could have made better decisions on the ball with his passing and even in his shooting as well. Uh, I thought he had a good game though. He was running up down that park. He was running back. He was doing a lot of covering at the back. I thought he put in a shift. The same as every player. This is one thing, right? I know this is I'm doing negative things a lot, and I do apologise, especially if they're winning 2-1. I shouldn't be. I am ecstatic that we won, and especially against Aberdeen. But there was things in the game that I think we need to be a slight improvement. And I think one of the things with McCausland is probably he needs to be a bit more sharper on his decisions in the ball, on what he's going to do, because I thought he looked a little bit hesitant when he was attacking. But for me, it definitely doesn't get slagged off for that. I thought he had a pretty decent game. I'm going to leave out my main man now and go on to Matondo. Matondo was also guilty of what I said about McCausland, I think. He had a brilliant run through. They had Dessers at the side of him, and he could have passed it to him. And he decided to hold on, and then eventually the ball goes away from him, and he has a shot, but he slipped at one at the same time, and it's a straight to Rue's hands. I thought he could have done better with that. There was a couple of occasions he was coming in for the left, and he hung on to the ball, hung on to the ball, hung on to the ball, and eventually loses it. I think he needs to be. He's another one that needs to be a bit more sharper in the ball. For me, I thought he had a really good game. Caused Aberdeen a lot of problems with his pace. So he's another one for me that gets a pass. Up front, now I know there's a certain guy that absolutely can't stand the Dessers, right? Is Dessers the guy that we need? No. He's the guy we've got though. And we need to just keep hoping and hoping that he gets into the form that he had where he's scoring goals. By far not his best game at all. I thought he put in a pile of work. I thought he managed to put the Aberdeen defence under a lot of pressure. His I think Phil Clemente, the pressure that he managed, the way that he played, they had to use a lot of energy to deal with him. He had, I think, one. Somebody can correct me. The two shots at goal, but one that he's getting a lot of stick for, that he had an absolute. When I think when Cantwell slipped him a ball through. Now the Cantwell ball wasn't that great because it actually was played behind him, but he managed to drag it. And when he dragged it, he had a shot. Now, for me, I thought it was absolutely fantastic defending for the Aberdeen boy. I don't know what his name was, but he put in a fantastic tackle, and it actually comes off Desert and goes out. It should have been for me. I thought it was a free kick, but Don Robertson. So I think that's all we need to say. Came out, but I thought he done a decent job. Now Lawrence came on. Sorry, Sterling came on for Lawrence in the 75th minute. Was it 75th minute? I think. I think it was 75th minute. Uh, Sterling, I thought, played just as well as Lawrence had, and the pace of the game has actually picked up even more. We had Matondo come off in the 56th minute for Cortez. We had Dessers come off as well for Fabio Silva. Now, Fabio Silva is an absolutely fantastic player for me. I I think everybody was saying beforehand that he'd shown enough, whether he's a number 9 or no. I thought he proved last night that he's a bit more effective, especially against sides like Aberdeen, than Dessers is. And I'm starting to sway again, even though I want Dessers to do better. And he will do score. He will score. Try and get the words out, sorry. He will score. But is he going to get us a pile? No. He's not going to get us a pile of goals, unfortunately. Diamonde, I don't think we had enough chance to see what he could do. Uh, Cortez, that boy is a player and a half. I think he's going to be a proper Rangers football player. I think. I don't know how much we're going to have to spend to get him. I know that it's a loan to buy. I don't know how much will be, but I think he's going to be one of the futures for Rangers. I'm going to go into the guy that everybody loves to hate, except for a certain few that I know loves him to bits. I've just mentioned Linda, who definitely loves him. It's Todd Cantwell. Todd Cantwell put in a shift and a half yesterday, and all the things that he'd done all the things that we didn't want him to do before. As in, I think I probably said that wrong, but he stopped all the things we moaned about him. Getting involved with arguments, fawning his arse all the time, trying to showboat, no doing things quick enough, no showing enough off the ball. Last night I thought he had a complete masterclass in the football. For me anyway. Maybe no masterclass the other one, but I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And it wasn't just the goal that I'm going to put him in there for. There was a point where he was going out, there was a throw in, just about to be a throw in, and the Aberdeen player comes in and barges him, and he falls over, and he just got up and just got on with it. See, if you go back a month ago, he would have been moaning, complaining to the referee, he would have been up at the player, he would have been moaning at him, then you could guarantee he would have put in a silly tackle. That is gone for the game, and I think that is. I'm going to just put this up. It just read my mind there. Cammy, PC has changed Cantwell mindset, and I would say it was. I thought it was. He's done brilliant with the laddie, and I'm glad it's working out. But GD Cantwell even sprinting back to stop Miovski, long punt was class. We've seen this. We've seen this last season for him, how good he was, and people were saying it's only because the people around about him were shite, or not so much shite, but they weren't playing well. I think last night went to prove what Cantwell is capable of, and if he can keep on doing that, that's all we want. And it's what we want for all the players, was 100%. And this is where I'm going to praise the team. All the negativity away. And obviously, at the end of what we talk about, we'll be talking about the guy who thought he was the main thing. And that's when it will start getting a wee bit ranty, probably, and a few choice words. I thought every person in the team last night gave 100%. Not one of them went into hiding. Not one of them stopped for the 90 minutes. So, although it was only a 2-1 and we were hoping for more, I'm not going to complain because I thought they all played their heart out and gave it everything. Every single one of them. And as I said, even the ones that I've been negative about earlier on, the likes of Golson, Yilmaz, Matondo, McCausland, I never went off my head. And as I said, with Buckland maybe come out a wee bit sooner. I am not going to complain about any of the players because I thought that they were well worthy of the win. And if that squad of players could put in the same performance and the same desire, this is one of the things. In October, this team lacked desire. It lacked heart. It lacked belief. And every single one of the things have been installed by Phil Clement. Now, we all had a wee moan about the incomings that we had, that we didn't bring in an out and out number 9 or a striker or somebody who we thought could put in a few goals. The Phil Clement is basically went for a stronger midfield and put money in the midfield that we've not. When was the last time we paid any money for a midfield player? I'm trying to think. We see we paid 50,000 for Glenn Kamara, and even then they spent money. I'm just trying to think. Maybe some of you in the chat can help me. When was the last time we spent any decent money on a midfielder coming in? And I'm hoping that we can keep that desire going. Now, I know I've not got a lot of your comments in. I do apologise. It's gone up. There's not very many people in, but it's gone up really quickly for me, and it's quite hard to check out two different screens at the same time. I do apologise. Cammy saying Kent. Forward, not so much not so much even the forward line, Cammy. I'm talking about actual midfielder. Callum is going to actually get banned for the channel for that one. That's a red card offence right there, Callum. Oh, dearie me. It's Stephen saying Falkmont is getting a tune out of these players, and he is. He's been a godsend for the fans. I'm going to ask you, and obviously I'll need to give you a couple of minutes, right? Because it takes a wee while for the comments to come through when I say something. I think they're about a 30-second delay. So, man of the match. Who do you think got man of the match for last night? If I'll give you a couple of names, right, that I would put out there. Todd Cantwell, of course. John Lundstrom. And that's actually missed it, John Lundstrom's performance. I thought Lundstrom put in a pile of work. I thought he dominated in midfield with both Lawrence and when we had our man Sterling on the park. That Robbie Binney, he's saying big soapy. Jamie Lawrence or Cantwell. I didn't even need Linda to put that up. I knew that's who she would say. But I'm going to agree that I'm actually going to agree with one person, and that and WATP. My match for me was Ibrox crowd. Now I've not been to Ibrox for a few years now, but I watch probably 99.9% of games, either live or it's been highlights if I've been working or something's going on in my life that I can't see actually watch the game live. That was probably the best. Hold on a second, I've got a daft wee dog. What are you doing? Go lie down, doll. Go on. Sorry about this. So unprofessional. Talk to my dog. I don't care about you. I'm going to talk to my dog. I should be back to lie down. Sorry about that. It was the best atmosphere I've ever heard at Ibrox against a team that wasn't that mob ever. And to do it for the full, a packed Ibrox, staying there for the full 90 minutes was just brilliant. Now, a lot of people complain about the Subway Loyal, as they like to call them, right? For me, I wish people would stay longer. I really do. But it's their prerogative. They're the ones that pay for the tickets. They're quite entitled to leave whenever they want. They like it. I wish they would stay. I wish they could. But last night proved a big thing, which I think that we got a performance for the players that was befitting of the support that they got last night. Because you'll never see that type of support for 90 minutes at any other stadium. They were absolutely amazing. And if any of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys managed to make the game, but if you do happen to be in here and watching the game, round of applause. You were absolutely fantastic and by far my man of the match. Absolutely astounding job. Thank you so much. I think you got your money worth last night and long may it continue. Right. Now we're over the game, man of the match. Let's get on to the rant. This is the bit you've all been waiting for. I thought I'd leave it to the end. I know it's early and it's before the usual official. You're not allowed to say anything, right? Let's get into the officiating. Deep breath. Don Robertson is not only one of the worst officiators in Scottish football, he's probably the worst officiator on this earth. Now, there's a certain man from a certain media outlet that actually said he had a good game. I won't name his shame because I don't want to cause drama, as we all know. But for anybody that supports Rangers that honestly thinks that Don Robertson had a good game must have asked their guide dog to watch the game. Why you go straight into the red card thing right away? Was it fast? Yeah. Was it dangerous? No. Was his feet off the ground? No. Was he out of control? No. Not until after actually it happened, right? Was it a yellow? By far. Definitely. Absolutely. Definitely it was a yellow card, right? Now, for me, I thought he couldn't have got into his pocket quick enough. That was for me. I'm biased. This is my blue glasses talking now. He couldn't get wait to get into his pocket. Now, a couple of about a minute later, actually gets called. He gets the wee word in the ear. VAR check. You need to go and have a look at this. His face. He was raging. He was absolutely raging. What do you mean it's not a red card? Goes over to the screen, watches it the same as we did. The Sterling goes in fast. He goes in hard. He catches the boy on his toes. The boy jumps up, rolls out a couple of times. It's a yellow. The word near. You'll need to have a look at this again. I think you're fucked up, mate. And that's basically what he did. He fucked up. But he's that much of a knobhead that he decided that, no, I'm not changing my mind. It was a red card. The Falcomont said he's going to put it in for appeal. That if there's any credibility with the SFA at all, we're about to find out, because if they don't overturn that, we basically know what we've all been thinking. All your Mason ref crap is absolute bullshit. It's an absolute disgrace of a decision. I was going to go into the next time. Well, Cammy saying even Sutton said a yell. Well, let's not go into him. I think we'll actually. That'll be my second wee rant. I'll go into his commentators. We'll go into that next. Because that's another wee rant. I'll need to get WATP, even if VAR official got it wrong. Yeah. As soon as I knew he was a ref and I knew he was always going to make harsh decisions, I agree, Curry. He couldn't wait to get the red card out. It's just Robertson. Robertson never went to Specsavers. Aye, as I said, I think he got his guide dog to ref the game for him. Oh, shocking! But there was another point. I'm going to go both ways here, right? I'm sorry, my camera's getting in and out. Let me probably. Do you like my new top, by the way? What's that? So you can't even. Do you like it? I like it. Duck goes in for a channel against Golson. Duck raises his arm. He catches Golson in the face. Now, for me, blue glasses off again. I thought he just got his arm in. I think he brushed Golson. I don't think there was much there. I don't think that warranted a yellow, if I'm honest with you. And I know a lot of people disagree, obviously, as soon as you raise your arm. But I don't think there was no momentum where he threw his arm. It was just his arm went up and I happened to catch him. So I think the yellow was pretty harsh there. But then the moment comes, Sterling managed to get the ball off him. He's getting away. Sterling's falling over and Duck is falling over and he swipes Sterling's legs. He puts Sterling off his stride. He manages to keep the ball, spreads it out. Eventually it comes to nothing. Now, I've watched that game twice now. Watched on Robertson. When it happens, he looks at the incident. He sees that it's going to continue play. Let it roll on. He does that. He runs over to the side. Now, he takes another quick look over to see who did the actual foul. As soon as I seen that, I goes, he's got to go back and book him as soon as this is over with. Ball goes out to play, and Robertson didn't do a thing. That's where the mistake was made. That fucking idiot checked to see who it was that did it, noticed it was Duck, and said, well, if I give him another yellow, he's off. And that's what my mind think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the Rangers thing. It will be the Rangers thing. But he shot it. Absolutely shot it because he seen that who it was, and he just went, no, that's it. I'm not going to yellow card them. So for me, for anybody to turn around and say that Robertson had a good game, and there was other points as well. That Aberdeen's constant play acting as well. He should have nipped that in the bud as well. Uh, Boy gets hurt in the supposedly he hits the side of his legs, and for some reason he must be hung like a donkey because he went down as if he'd been hurt in the Hormoz. It wasn't even anywhere near him. Unless he's hung like Don Juan. I hurt his leg. He goes down. A ball at the side of the head, hits his head. It must have hit that hard. Boy goes in, he's lying down there. Robertson stops him. Play acting. Nothing was said. Absolutely nothing was said. Now, that's all I want to rant about that idiot. The absolute moron there, boy. Can I just give a big, actually, a round of applause for a certain Mr. Neil Warnock, please, for coming into Ibrox with a blue suit on and brown brogues. That was just tremendous. That was absolutely tremendous. I just, when I see him come in a blue suit, I actually put it to Twitter because all he needs are brown brogues, and then I get sent a picture. I was like, no way. No way. I goes, there'll be an absolute fucking meltdown across the city. That'll be conspiracies again. That's the reason we win. Absolutely brilliant. The WATP again in the chat is talking about blaming the ball boy. I think that was a bit tongue in cheek there. I don't think he was being serious. I certainly hope he doesn't mean it. I th- Going to talk about Aberdeen. Oh God, I think the Aberdeen bringing him, and I think they have secured the top six place with him. The guy, I've got a lot of respect for him. I've said that in the last, I think the last pod or last time I was talking about him. I've got a lot of respect for the guy. He's come in with teams that have been struggling, and he's managed to get a tune at them, and I think they will. Uh, I wish him all the luck against every other team he plays. Unfortunately, it's a team that I fucking hate. In fact, I'd probably go as far as to say that I hate Aberdeen inching the amount that I hate that mob. But that's just me. What else are we going to talk about? Ask me some questions. Go on, just ask me some questions. What you think about the game and that, and going forward. Going forward, all I want is the same performance that I did to the last night against Aberdeen, fairing the Rangers players. They give 100% because I thought that they really deserved their win, and we deserve, and most of all, I think Big Phil deserves where we are just now to be in the same points as them after where we were, 8 points behind. Languishing last in Europa, being run by a second-hand car salesman. We were dead and buried at that point, and we'd already been saying that when I was on the Gallant Few at the time. Even then, we were saying, and I was saying long before that, because we've seen the performances that were coming out and the players that we was picking, and nobody knew what style of football we were playing. We didn't know the setup, who was supposed to be playing where. Players were getting played out of position all the time. Now we've got a structure. We've got a manager who knows what he's doing. We've got players playing in their proper positions. Players are getting swapped out. Nobody knows who's going to be playing. Even as I said, with a couple of changes that we had in this game, I don't think anybody managed to turn around and get the start 11, and it's working. It's absolutely working. Paul, Paul, thanks very much. You've saved me a wee bit. Thank you for asking that question. The past year, the two best signings we made was Clement and Butland. Do you agree? 100%. I don't. I don't think we can have any argument about that. I, quite possibly in the future, Paul, I think that Cortez maybe be up there with the standard of Butland for bringing in players. For what I've seen, I'm trying hard not to fall in love with Silva. I think the guy is an amazing player. Unfortunately, it's just a loan. I'm not too sure if we maybe get another year's loan for him, or whether that's something that Phil or the Rangers board would just turn around and say, right, aye, okay then. I think Cortez could be a big one, but as of this moment, mate, by far, Butland and Phil Clement are the best two things that have happened to Rangers because that's what's about. I think that's why our defence is doing so good is because of Butland, and I think the reason we're playing with Clement, uh, he is by far been our biggest asset just now, and I hope that we can keep a hold of him. But I hope we can keep a hold of both of them for the foreseeable future. I miss one for Growth Scotland. Sorry about that. I just seen that just in a second. I mean, it's Growth Scotland. What did you make of them on the wee cameo? I reckon he's got something about him. I seen that a lot on Twitter, mate. A lot of people said, "Oh, you only played 2 minutes, but oh, I like the look of him." I don't think I can. He had a couple of nice touches in that, and there was a bit in the middle of the field where he managed to get the ball away from. He doesn't look as if he's scared to get stuck in, which is a good thing because that's what I want. Because I think Rangers have been guilty of that in the past where they don't go into 50-50 balls. They shy out it a wee bit. I think McCausland did it once last night. I was a bit pissed at that with him. I remember shouting at the telly, get right in there because he drew back a wee bit, but that was the only time that he did it. But it looks as if he's willing to get stuck in. And as you're saying there, he'll be raw. He's a young boy. Totally agree, mate. Wait till we see a bit more of him, and then I think he'll be able to give a better decision on him. I think we're all guilty seeing players before they come in. See the usual 2 minute cameo, well, the 2 minute condensed for a player and thinking, oh, look at this guy. But the 2 minutes been took away for about 4,000 hours of football. So you can't really tell. I've got, put this way, if Phil Clement brought him in and he fancies him, then I've got no doubt that he'll be able to mould him into a player that will do well at the club. So I've got no worries about him really. Uh, I'm hoping that we see the best of him and he'll help us towards the title and another cup, and hopefully we can get bypass whatever team. It's not been called yet, but hopefully we can get through in Europa into the next rounds, which would be massive, especially financially for us, and to expose the players that we've got, and hopefully go on. A couple of wee things before I go. On John Lundstrom, we need to get for me. I think we need to give him another contract, whether it's for before I was thinking maybe a yearly contract. I think we should maybe put him in if we want to secure him. I think he's done enough for us over the last since Phil Clement came in to warrant getting a new contract. He's probably the only one at the moment that I would give a contract to. I think we should let go of the rest of them, free up some wages, and maybe give some leeway for some more incomings. Dessers, unfortunately, he's getting goals, but I don't think he's going to be good enough for us going forward. I think we need better. We need to wait and see what happens with him. Everybody else, I think, if they can go through the rest of the season the way they did last night, I don't think we'll need to really bother about the team too much. A couple of ingoings and the ones out of contract, get them going. Scotland, the brave there. Why do fans always get excited? Made that mistake before, then get slapped down. Don't understand that. Who's that on? Scotland the Brave. What player is that, mate? I'm not too sure. Could you put that in chat for me, please? If you don't mind. I'm just trying to think who it could be. Maybe Goldson, what I was saying, or maybe Wee Ross. As I said, mate, as I'm not so much having a go at them. I thought that it was just things that they maybe improve in, but I'm certainly not going to have a go at them because I thought the team as a whole done amazing. One of my friends on Twitter, Babu, I agree, can I get lunch from signed a new contract soon? He deserves it. I definitely think he deserves it. The I'm going to. There's another one that's got. I give him another contract to a hospital bed warmer. He comes with a free bed warmer. I unfortunately I think we might see him sometime, but I don't think he'll be used. He'll be used as a sub of some kind. I can't see him getting any more starts, if at all. Hopefully we could get on. Another thing, bad news. The youth team were playing that mob and they get beat 3-0. But for some reason, the game wasn't on Rangers TV. I think it's high time that our TV started showing youth games whenever they're played. It was a cup game. So I can't really discuss how badly that 3-0 is, but I've been saying for a while now that we need a system for our youth. They take them at the Lowland League to play another form because they didn't think it was working. It's not working. I don't know how bad our team played to lose 3-0. I think Lovelace was in the got a few minutes, or he was actually in the game. So I don't know. I can't really say anything, but I knew that. And the last thing of all is Cifuentes has actually he's been confirmed as leaving Rangers. It's a 12-month loan deal, and it's with an option to buy. I wish the guy well. Before it, you all know, before he came in, when I heard his name mentioned, I was so excited. He's an absolutely wonderful player. He's came to Scotland. It's not worked out for him. I don't think the way Scottish football is, I don't think suits him. I thought it might do. I was actually hopeful. I thought he would have been a tremendous player, but I don't know whether it maybe be the Scottish way of life or the actual football itself. But I don't think we actually seen the best of him, which is unfortunate. But I wish him all the best. Hopefully, he can do really well, and by the end of his contract, they maybe give us some money. The same as with the way that Lammers is over at Utrecht. I hope he's just keeps on playing well over there, and we get some money for him, and it gives us some more money in the war chest to bring in some summer recruitment because there are things that we need to improve, and certainly positions that we need strengthened. Uh, but I think we're doing well. So everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for staying for so long. I've waffled on a wee bit. I tend to do that, don't I? But it's really, really hard. See when you're on yourself and you don't want to keep too much of a gap, know how when things go really, really quiet. So you want to keep on talking, keep on talking, keep on talking. And even I get sick of my own voice after 50 minutes. Even I can't do that. But everybody, I'm sorry I didn't get all your chats up. I'm very, very sorry. I'll try and work on that. I'm still learning a lot of things. But thank you so, so much for coming. It's always appreciated. All the guys that have come in, the usual names that I see all the time that are here, even before I start. Thank you to Aldo and Cami that do the old spanner thing, the modding. Thank you so much, guys. I love you've been here and taking care. Just in case any of the crazy mob come in with our usual pish. Thank you. And I'll let you all away. There's a game coming up in half an hour. I'm pretty sure that some of you will be watching this and hoping for a good result. Now, that's another thing. Remember the guy I spoke about? I'm going to finish, but I'm going to add something else. Do you remember the guy I spoke about that said that Don Robertson had a good game, right? This is the same guy that turned around and said, "Oh, well, we'll be Hibs supporters tonight." No, we fucking won't. We want Hibs to win, but we'll never fucking support them. Get yourself, Dave. But I thought I'd just get that wee rant out just before we went. But so for tonight, guys and gals, thank you so, so much. This has been the Stanza Ibrox. I've been Curry, your host. We are the people. Good night, guys.